All right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Sudamerican Master 4 playoffs. This is game number 2 of a best of 3 between Not Today and Elite Wolves. Game number 1 was a long-fought battle, 50 minutes, but in the end, Not Today broke the throne. E-Wolves, they are fighting to stay in this. They need to take the next 2 games to win this series. But never fear, the loser of this series will just drop down to the loser bracket. They are not down and out just yet. They just have to go through a bit of a tougher grind to make it to the top. The winner of this series will go on to fight Pain Gaming, the winner of eKeepo versus Pain Gaming on Sunday. So this is going to be our draft. I am not coming at you alone. I am being joined by my co-caster, Cygnus. How you doing, girl?
Oh, I'm doing quite well. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, we are straight out of Moonduck, getting a chance to cast on the big leagues today, so we're having fun. We got our synergy rolling. Again, I'm going to be your hype caster, Annie, aka Android. We had a fun solo game number 1, but my hype can only be contained so hard. I need to share it with someone, so we're bringing in a co-caster here. Getting a little bit of a flashback, Not Today's draft, also picking up the Lone Druid. E-Wolves going with the Beastmaster Venge. This is going to be pretty interesting here. It is going to be another Smash Beastmaster. Very excited to see this. He executed so well last game. Unfortunately, his team was not able to follow up. Hopefully, Ewo picks a more reliable hard carry. Still not sure how I feel about that hard carry Jakiro. I just don't think it was the pick. I'm hoping to see a Morphling. We'll see what actually ends up getting snapped up.
I am really happy to see a bit of a change up on the bans, just in comparison to the rest of the kind of fairly static meta that we're seeing right now this patch. I see an Ember ban, I see a Slardar ban, and I'm really happy to see these. On top of that, I already kind of like E-Wolves' overall draft just because they have so much disable. And you can never go wrong with just having lots and lots of disable. Beastmaster is a great laner. Vengeful Spirit can actually grab a lot of economy out of the jungle. Now, in these series, does E-Wolf like to play Venge as the core, or is she the support in this role?
No, they typically run her as support. Mystico plays her. Misoku also plays her as well. So I'm not quite sure which support player is going to take the Venge. Both have pretty decent win rates. I think M-God maybe not holding on to the positive plus 50% whatever, but both support players play her. The carry players don't have a history, so I am willing to bet Arcanas that she is going to be supporting.
All right, I will take that and keep my Arcanas. But I actually like that Not Today have banned out the Mirana. I know that Elite Wolves tend to favor that. Also, second phase OD?
Love it. Love everything about it. This is going to be Van's hero in 6.86. All of 6.86 forever goddamn long we've had this patch. He is 6-0, undefeated on the mid OD. Let's let it rip, man. I am so excited to see this guy in the mid lane. Not Today. They have 3 picks now to counter this. I think Puck is pretty solid, Razor is solid as well. Not Today for their mid laner. They're most likely going to be having Arteezy, who is now tagged up appropriately as Leo style. Yeah, we'll see what he wants to do against this, but looks like Not Today, for now, going to snap up a Rubik. Not Today haven't run Rubik very recently, but I think it's a great pick here. There's so many good spells to steal, and the Null Field is going to be fantastic up against the magical damage from Elite Wolves.
I actually can agree with that. Now, my only concern is, do either of these teams play Invoker? Because we're going into the second phase. There's no Invoker bans on either side.
I mean, Elite Wolves do play Invoker. Van has picked it up a little bit.
Okay, but
I'm
he's
not
playing
quite
OD,
sure
so.
if Leo Style wants to play it. Yeah, I doubt this is going to be a safe lane OD. I'm thinking that's going to be a mid Windrunner, though. How does Windrunner fare up against OD?
She does all right during the laning phase because she can kind of just outrange him just a little bit. Also, the inherent ability to run the heck away with that 100% evasion from the wind run is fairly useful, but it does place you pretty heavily on the defensive. Because of OD with the Astral Imprisonment, he can set up a really great rotation gank out of the Bounty Hunter, and Wind Ranger will do okay against that because she can maybe escape, but it really depends on whether or not OD's, steals all her int. She has no mana for it. So in a vacuum, she'll do okay. I wouldn't say she's going to win the lane, but she's not going to feed horrendously. So I think it's a good pick. I think I like that pick better than what
5
the
seconds
alternatives are,
remaining.
and at least she has the escape. So it's gonna limit Bounty Hunter's choices to pick off of maybe the safe lane.
Dire
Oh,
team
okay.
scored.
Hello.
Hello, hello. All right, I am not expecting the Visage out here. I guess. I mean, Vengeful Spirit. I'm not sure how I feel about this. There's no.
Uh, I would have
What
really
is
liked it if
Visage?
they.
Is this
I.
gonna be an Ewo Visage? God damn it! I can't take this anymore. I can't take Ewo playing these ridiculous heroes. I mean, it's either gonna be an
10
Ewo Venge as
seconds.
a hard carry or an Ewo Visage, but I
5 seconds remaining.
I don't know how Visage is going to do as a hard babysitter. I'd like to see Venge be the one with the reliable lockdown.
Reserve time.
Earwolves have not really drafted themselves into a corner in terms of positioning. The only real lock-ins are going to be OD in the mid, Beastmaster in the off. Everyone else can kind of just take a step to your right if it's not working.
This is very true. Elite Wolves, I like the concept of their draft. The biggest problem is that I would have much rather have seen just kind of like the all-in kind of old school throwback to like 2014 where we saw like Drow, Visage, Vengeful Spirit. You have the OD. He's going to get his right click buffed by the aura from both Vengeful Spirit and the Drow Ranger. Now you have like a Bounty Hunter and a Beastmaster. Visage is going to have, that nuke potential. You have some split push a little bit from those birds. They do like 98 damage per hit on towers. It's pretty good. Um, I just think it was like it's like a
Oh,
mesh of two strategies. I'm not 100% sure how well it's going to work, but you never know. OD, he can pretty much
oh
carry
no,
an
my
entire team.
Arcanas! It's going to be an Ewo Vengeful Spirit. All right,
I'll take a
Cygnus.
Techie's
Techie's
Arcana.
Arcana? All right.
Yep.
All right, I guess that works. I still owe you money, so okay. All right,
Tax
everyone in
aside.
chat, legitimately hold me to that. I will screenshot a picture of me sending an Arcana to Cygnus, because I honestly did not think that was going to be an Ewo Venge. He has not run it a lot. He's usually on more typical carries. I really want to see his goddamn Morphling, but I guess not. So it is going to be a support Visage, a support Bounty Hunter, Vengeful Spirit taking up the carry role. I I don't know how viable Venge is going to be late game up
10
against Lone
seconds
Druid. We've seen that
remaining.
Not Today have no problem taking it into the late game. They held off a
5
super creep
seconds
disadvantage for like
remaining.
40 minutes last game. And,
Oh my
oh,
lord.
let's get you guys out of jail here. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. And we're going to go head into our ceremonial pause. Golly, when it comes down
I
to
like this.
drafting,
I
who's...
like this ceremonial pause. It gives us a second to contemplate what's going to happen. Also, on a side note, to speak about a point that you made with the Vengeful Spirit and the Lone Druid, it's going to be on the shoulders of Van to limit what the impact is of the Lone Druid.
I mean,
So it's
Fan
going to
has
be,
beautiful broad shoulders and some nice sexy wings, so we'll see if he's
yeah.
able to do it. I mean,
He kills
OD's...
the bear very quickly with the orb. That's why OD is also really good against LD.
All right, let's go ahead and introduce our teams here as we get into game number 2. I am very excited to see what's going to come out of here. Again, Not Today, one victory away from moving on in the winner's bracket, sending E-Wolves down to the lower bracket. But E-Wolves, they can definitely come back from this. I've seen them come back from weirder drafts. So let's start things off. Looking at the Rubik here on the side of Not Today, we've got Jericho playing him up. Oh, you missed a Skyrath Mage last game. Leo Style going to be playing the Windrunner. Nightmare on the support line. King Tekka is going to
30
be on the
seconds
off-lane
remaining.
Tide Hunter. And up top, we've got Ben Haz on the Carry Lone Druid. How is E-Wolves looking?
Alright, so on the E-Wolves, we have the infamous Van OD. We have Smash going to be taking up his mantle once again on the Beastmaster. We have M-God going to be playing that roaming and harassing bounty hunter. We have Visage, who will be played by Masuko. And last but not least, on that carry, we have Iwo. Iwo?
Ewo.
Iwo?
Battle begins.
Ewo! Ewo on the carry Vengeful Spirit.
All right, it's going to be a 1-1 rune split. No action, no blood coming out just yet. I'm excited to see how much Nightmare and Jericho are going to be able to roam together. Rubik is a fantastic roamer. He hasn't opted to skill just yet. I'm guessing he's going to go for the telekinesis, unless he needs that one final burst of damage from the Fade Bolt. Nightmare actually getting caught out here. Is going to go in. Nice stun onto M-God. They've got the dust. Looks like they are going to grab the lift here. M-God could get punished. He's going to get lifted up. He's going to get dragged down to the high ground. Nightmare, they need a little bit more damage. Leo Style going through. Power shot. It does connect. Leo Style getting first blood for for E-Wolves, rather. Oh man, that's whew.
Good. Okay.
I'm guessing that's gonna be cancelled.
Structures are fortified.
But oh god, that is a great advantage for the Windrunner in this lane. Usually Windrunners suffer up against ODs, but good golly, okay. Windrunner, she's gonna be hopping into the Windrun form just now. She hits her level 2 from that first blood, so she's able to pick up that value point.
It would have been amazing for the Bounty Hunter if they had known that she'd taken Power Shot and she was only level 1, but not the case. Rune plus the first blood, you're easily going to hit level 2.
Looks like Smash is going to get harassed back. It's going to be a fight of the summons here. We've got Boris from Smash going up against Lone Druid's Bear. This should be a pretty nice lane for Ben Haz. He's going to get harassed a little bit, but overall they could go for a kill now. Smash might get Earth Spiked up if they go for that. They're going to start things off with a lift. They could follow up with the Earth Spike. There's going to be the damage. Can they block him in? He's fast. He doesn't have shoes. He is going to gobble up the Fairy Fire. 1, 2 more hits. Oh, they need just a little bit more, but he's going to be able to salve himself up. If they had body blocked him in more efficiently with the bear. Oh, bottom lane. Okay, Visage is a good pick.
Visage gives excellent gank potential for a bench lane. She has, of course, her hard stun. And already you're dishing out 100 damage, which is going to give 2 ticks on Masuko with a couple right clicks.
Masoku.
Oh, is it? I didn't see his name. Oh, Masoku. Yeah, M-A. Alright.
I mean, literacy is hard. We are going to have another lift onto Smash. There's going to be the Earth Spike. There's the body block they need. He's going to try to juke around the trees, but not enough. Looks like there is going to be the kill from Rubik Fade Bolt, actually securing himself some nice early gold. He's got 178 gold to play with, picks up some shoes, and that's going to be enough to start him on a good path.
What is the Spenge doing? She is so deep. She's like behind the tower, right-clicking this Tide
This
Hunter.
is a very Ewo playstyle. Just go in, absolutely throw all fucks to the wind, and just have some fun with it. But up against a Tide Hunter, that's going to be pretty difficult. He has a point in the Kraken Shell that was actually his first skill. It could be popping some points in there again, making it very hard for Fenge to harass, because she's just not a right-clicker. At her core, she's a stun and some negative armor, and that's kind of it.
It does depend. She definitely needs items to just increase her base damage, but she has actually successfully secured herself the lane just to get some extra CS, get some levels, and has forced King just to get some stacks and maybe try to do some hard camp stuff.
We'll see what's going to go down here as we've got M-God. He's trying to rotate out. He's trying to be that really aggressive, omnipresent bounty hunter, but with 0-1 and knowing that there are some people out today carrying dust, it's going to be pretty tricky for him to get around and do the things he wants. He spent a lot of time out of lane. He's going to go pretty deep, kind of soaking this experience. Let's see if he tries to go in. He will just go and win, steal the creep. But now he's fresh out of mana. He doesn't have the Shadow Walk if he needs it. There's going to be no gush from the Tide Hunter, so he's going to get let off for the warning this time. But Bounty Hunter, not as cheeky as he thinks he is.
Yeah, I'm a little bit interested as to the itemization of the Bounty Hunter. I know that he gets a mango. This is the thing, is typically you'll see the Bounty Hunter grab himself like 2.
Oh, mid lane, I gotta interrupt you. As Van getting lifted up, brought back, power shot off the mark. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication about where the lift was landing, but either way, Leo Style gonna gobble up an Iron Branch tree. That's gonna be some happy little regen going her way. We're gonna have another ceremonial pause. We gotta celebrate the victory, and now it's gonna be kill score of 1-3 in favor of Not Today. Is this a lineup that can absolutely snowball out of control, or do E-Wolves still have a decent shot?
E-Wolves have a lot of really great early...
Oh, Smash!
Oh, look at us already.
Oh, buddy! Come here, they don't have a Rubik lift, so they're just gonna have to let him off this time as Lion. Still a cooldown on the Earth Spike, but there's so much punish as soon as E-Wolves takes one single step out of position.
So, each team has their own merits. The thing is that this Bounty Hunter isn't really doing all that much. He hasn't really been able to net any good kills. He's not getting a lot of experience. I don't really like his itemization. He could have bought himself a clarity, or even just 2 clarities, and you can just use the top
Smash. He is going to go
Spike.
lift into Earth Spike, into Fish, into munching on by the bear. Lone Druid secures that kill. Now Ewo going in. He wants to find that stun onto Nightmare, but actually going to get rooted up himself. Oh, Ewo, this is not how it's going to go down. Vengeful Spirit was killed. It's a split kill, so no one getting all the solo XP and gold for that, but this top lane is looking so good for Not Today. They've got 5 kills to their name. There's going to be a TP in from the Bounty Hunter, but what is he going to do up against all this push?
Pretty much nothing.
Oh,
He's gonna
Van.
sap XP.
He gets Gush. Tidehunter actually opts to put a point into the Gush early on, which is very atypical. Windrunner getting the kill off of that with that one little right click. So that's going to feel really, really good for her. Not Today off to a fantastic start. How do E-Wolves come back?
Is this all chat stuff pretty common for this particular?
Oh, very much so. We are in the South American scene sickness. What would it be without trash talk?
Alright, well, here's the thing that E-Wolves needed to not be doing, which is losing early game aggression. They needed to get lots of pickoffs. They have a ton of chase with the slow from Masuko. Let's see.
Masoku! Either way, we're going to have an initiation here onto Nightmare. Ewo going through will end up getting the kill with the Wave of Terror. Now Jericho is the target of the engage. They do have the magic missile if they can connect it. Just a little bit out of range. There we go. There's the really long range missile. M God going to be trying to body block him up as best as he can. The Janata comes back off cooldown, going in with that slow, and there's going to be this Soul Assumption shooting through, getting the kill onto the Rubik. So it is going to be both supports going down on Not Today. E-Wolves clawing their way back in this. They might want to go here onto Benhaz as well. His bear is kind of low. And, well, all of E-Wolves support still have a decent chunk of mana. They're going to back off and settle for some farm for now.
I'm actually kind of impressed how well the Windrunner is doing against the OD.
I mean, she's not really winning the farm advantage. She has been able to pop a wind run off every time it's been important, though.
Twice.
I mean,
Which is
what
2
a
times
kills
more than I
mean.
thought was going to happen.
Yeah, I completely agree, but OD, he's getting the farm that he needs. Even though he has been back at the fountain twice, he's still picking up what looks to be power treads. Could be something real funky like Necros, but I wouldn't be surprised to see int treads coming out any second.
But once again, Windrunner has forced him out of the lane, and he's now in the jungle. She is almost level 7, meanwhile he's almost an entire level behind. So while CS advantage is certainly his, the kills are a lot more value, especially since he is sitting so high on the CS.
We'll see what's going to go down. There's a lot of action going top as E-Wolves are positioned very aggressively for this. We've got a Shadow Walk from the Bounty Hunter on the back lines with the little Visage birds, little gargoyles, whatever you call them. And now Ewo, he's going in, trying to get some farm here. Will connect with Wave of Terror onto Nightmare. Jericho and Nightmare are not the tankiest. They're just going to get chunked down. Oh, man. Nightmare gobbling but Fairy Fire. He's alive for now. TP in by the Tidehunter. He doesn't have any mana for Ravage, though. Oh, M-God. He wants Nightmare so bad. He will get it. Has to pay with his life, though. Trying to go in onto Jericho. Throws out the Shuriken Toss, but it's not enough. Double kill now for Leo Style that rotates in and just takes out the trash, getting down both the Bounty Hunter and the Visage. And we just have Vengeful Spirit running for her life here. Going to collect a bounty rune on the way out, but that's not the fight E-Wolves wanted.
Dire's bottom tower
Definitely not. And now that we see, well, we have the beginnings of the power treads coming out on OD, but already you see that he's pretty limited in his ability to rotate. Meanwhile, we have
Dire's structures are
Leo, who's just been able to zip top, get the double kill, get some kills on mid, been pretty active, and that's the sort of aggression that actually wants to be happening on E-Wolves' side, not so much on Not Today. However, in the late game, I mean, a Moon Shard OD is going to be a very scary combination.
Everything's getting kind of dumped onto this bear, forcing him back at least. Visage doing really well here, 2-1-1. How does Visage scale into the late game? I just don't see Visage picked up enough to really know how this is going to change the dynamic of the game.
Visage is very similar to, think of it kind of like a Nature's Prophet, but with a built-in Dagon. That's how I like to kind of think about it.
So just nuke all the way?
You have a ton of nuke. You have these wonderful familiars who actually can
courier!
give you...
Amgod, living up to his name. It's an empty courier. The bottle was already delivered mid lane, but that's going to be a very important timing not coming out now for the Dire Heroes. They have to go without that. Now, Ben has continuing to farm up, even though he knows Amgod is probably in the area. I don't think he was able to kill that Centaur in time, but Ben has, even though he's at full health, Amgod is still capable of dishing out a lot of damage.
I think Amgod could actually kill this Lone Druid.
I completely agree. I think
if he hits 6.
Yeah, he needs like one more jungle creep to hit 6, and by that point I think he's going to be too close to the Windrunner to be able to execute anything. We'll see what's going to go down here, as it looks like Leo Style will be chasing down Van. Shackle connects onto nothing. Van just taking a little bit of tick damage. There's going to be an Astral going through now. There's 3 ODs for the price of 1. Visage jumping in. They're going to connect with the stun on the Familiar. Leo Style stunned up now, but able to run off any damage coming out his way. So it's just going to be casual stalemate. Meanwhile, we do have Vengeful Spirit up on the high ground, maybe looking to initiate here onto Jericho. We'll see when she makes her descent down the stairs.
The drums will definitely be useful. They know that Leo doesn't have the most amount of mana in the world and only one singular sip of the bottle. However, her farm is pretty good. I think that's going to be a fast blink coming out on her.
For Venge?
No, for the Leo, for the Windrunner.
Oh, okay. Outworld Devourer gets a kill on the Tidehunter down bottom. We totally neglected to look at the Tidehunter. There's so much damage just clumped up mid, ready to be unloaded. We're going to see a little bit of push here coming out from the Dire. They are not going to commit the Focus Fire. What do you think of Windrunner not grabbing the ultimate just yet? Oh my god, we got a finger into an Earth Spike, and now Ewo just dead. Just absolutely destroyed. There's a track here onto Jericho. He's going to be going through. He does steal the Shuriken toss. He's able to just bing-bong it around onto the Radiant. There's going to be a nice deny from Visage, and I think this is going to be the end of the engage. Mgod, he wants to keep going in. He's got the Shuriken, he's got the Janata. We'll pop out the Shuriken. It does break the TP, but just going to be casually harassing Jericho, not really able to go in with any follow-up damage.
So, while that was happening, we have Smash, who's continuing to farm quite well. He has his Necro 1, it's 11 minutes in. That's really great timing overall. And to continue on the comments as to Leo God not picking up the ultimate, I think that's okay for right now. She was using the power shot to just get some more CS, you have some more flash farm potential. I think that's a perfectly fine choice, since I don't think that Not Today's strategy is super early aggression. So you don't really need that focus fire right away, and I think it's alright. I think the next level will be focus fire though.
Tidehunter could be in a pickle here. Looks like the smoke will be popped. Ewo starts things off with Wave of Terror. They're going to send him up. He won't even have time to do anything to deal with that. He just gets immediately picked off. Meanwhile, the rest of the Radiant are going in for the Roshan. This is going to be a very nice advantage for Evils if they're able to get this off without a hitch. Looks like they're going to go through the Wild Axes. That's going to be enough damage. It's going to be an Aegis going on the OD here at 12 minutes in. Well, that's a great start for Van.
Yeah, this is the power of OD, and not getting a good kind of...
Oh, he's going deep, though. This might be it. He might get punished for this. Takes a power shot to the face after an Earth Spike. Swap back! Oh, Jericho! Just getting completely dunked by the Vengeful Spirit Missile. And now Van, he's getting super low. He will end up TPing back to base. We are going to have Ewo continuing to chase. Wants to find something here. And there's going to be Ben has going into Primal Form on the backlines, and Ewo going through, having to deal with 2 bears for the price of 1 now. Will get Earth Spiked up. Ewo just too greedy. Gets rooted in place and slapped down by Leo Style. Leo Style is completely on a roll here. Has 7-0-0 at 13 minutes in the game. Good golly, Leo Style is huge. How do you deal with a Windrunner like this?
The Windrunner is, yeah, she has got, well, she picked up a minus, so it's going to kind of delay her potential for fighting. But it's going to also just make her much more viable into the late game. And so normally when you'd see a Windrunner start falling off, she's actually going to just continue to be pretty strong. And that's pretty much what you need to do when you're up against an OD. Also, on a side note, I'm not sure how many track kills actually the Bounty Hunter contributed during those last couple pickoffs. I didn't see track getting casted, so I'm just going to quickly take a look at overall net worth.
I mean, he's been spamming it out onto the supports a little bit. Like, it has been on in these last fights, but I think they rarely are able to bring down the target that is tracked. There is going to be a gold advantage now in favor of the E-Wolves, but really not by much. That's like a tower and a kill away from being dead even.
Yeah, and considering how many times God has been tossing out the tracks, it really should be a little bit more than that. However, that is the power of a bounty hunter. He
Well, this
is.
is going to get ugly
Oh
real fast.
no.
M-God starting the party now. Van breaks the smoke. Going to go through. Nightmare tracked up. That's a track kill going through. Speak of the devil. Now the bear going to be taking a lot of harassment. It's going to be an astral out. Let's see if they're able to capitalize on that. There's going to be a sentry. Not pinged out. Now Jericho, he's tracked up once again. Another track kill. Van, oh, he's feeling real good. Now he's hitting his stride. He might go continue his undefeated streak on OD. Remember in the draft we talked about how he is 0-6 this patch. Sorry, 6-0. So he's feeling really, really good about the outhouse decorator.
And as I mentioned too, OD is one of these heroes that can completely carry a team regardless of the draft. And
Oh man, M-God.
Oh no, what's
He's
going on here?
okay. He decided to 1v1 a Rin Ranger underneath a tier 2 tower with only one person there to support him, but
Oh, Van!
there's no such thing as the concept of death. He's just about to get another kill here on Leo style as the win run expires, wanting to go through. Oh, the uphill miss. Van is all in on this one. One hit and he's down. He's gonna TP back to base. He's gonna get out completely fine, nothing to break it. And of course we have got the all chat BM bracket, I guess. Now Ben has in a little bit of a pickle down here. Ewo trying to go in. No more spells. 2 seconds until the missile. There's gonna be the missile connecting, and they don't even need it. Just Ewo slapping him down. So maybe carry Venge, starting to get a little bit viable. Tough early game, but bringing it home now with the pickoffs.
I don't know what to say. I actually have no idea how.
Oh my god, look how deep Masoku is. It's like E-Wolves just don't understand that the map isn't all theirs, and it's working out for them.
The great thing is he has those little familiars to offer him a little bit of vision. So he should be okay as long as he doesn't get caught out. Plus they have this wonderful little ward.
We'll see what's about to happen here. Is Smash committing his Necros here onto the tower? There's Necro 2s, so they aren't quite as big as they could be. Looks like there's going to be some neutral farming going on as OD wants to make the most of his time. He's top of the net worth chart. Now we'll see how long he can hold on to that lead. There is going to be a mass TP back, not today, defending their bottom tower, but the pressure might be on mid. Oh, Van, he's going to be fished up, lifted up, smackdown, swap back onto Jericho, and he's heading back to the grave. There's going to be a double tether onto those boars, so Beastmaster may have to lose his pets, but for now, E-Wolves, they're still alive, they're still healthy. They're going to be TPing up to this tier 1, go and try to take out the final exterior tower of the game, and E-Wolves are feeling like they are absolutely hitting their stride. Not today, they started strong. What's happening?
OD is happening, essentially, and this is also all these team fights are happening without really Smash dedicating
Ben has
Primal Roar.
We'll see what's about to happen here as the fight's getting really, really spread out. Looks like there is still a little bit of initiation going on to Ewo, trying to TP out. Can they break it? They don't have the shackle. They're just going to be a Savage Roar committed a fraction of a second too late. So everyone on E-Wolves, again, still getting out, still feeling healthy. They now have the kill advantage, and this is not where I thought this game was going, like 5-10 minutes ago.
I can agree with that. The other thing is that there's a few little things that Leo doesn't seem to really like doing, which is using the shackle to interrupt teleports. There was a long TP out of OD, and she could have very easily have interrupted that.
Oh, Bounty gets caught out, just dunked up and down, is eventually sprayed down by that power shot we were talking about at Jericho. He did steal that Shadow Walk, so gonna be giving Bounty a taste of his own medicine. Going through. Let's see if he wants to connect onto Ewo. He has the lift back up in 5 seconds, but that's not going to be his target for now. Ewo going to be let farming, but meanwhile, the Radiant just applying the pressure. We said Outworld Devour. He's happening. Yeah, he's got his blink. He's got 2k gold to play with. What's his courier flying in? It's going to be the beginnings of a nice juicy item for him, and we'll see what he wants to.
BKB.
Yeah, it's going to be a BKB. All right.
I don't even think that's necessary. He hasn't really been suffering other than the 2 kills in that mid lane. Oh,
God, he's just brutal. No mercy. Going into the Tidehunter on his own low ground.
Yeah, well, Tidehunter doesn't do very well against the OD. You know, he's a big stupid watermelon essentially, and OD rips him apart with the Sanity's Eclipse. The int difference just inherently, without stealing intelligence from a Tidehunter, is just going to mean Tidehunter's just going to explode into little tiny slices.
Jericho going to be going in. We'll be scouting out Van now, but with Smash there to start the party with the Primal Roar. This is going to get kind of ugly. Let's see if there's anything. Jericho's Shadow Walk will run out kind of soon. And now there's going to be a lift here onto Smash with the Primal Roar. He's going to get stunned up before he has a chance to cast it. He's going to get hexed up as well, so that's going to be a nice clean kill in favor of the Windrunner. Now Nightmare will just bounce around. Shuriken toss going out. M-God has to pay the ultimate price, but honestly, still worth. We'll see what happens there. Tidehunter, he's back in the party. With the Beastmaster going down, the kill does favor Not Today just a little bit, but Bounty Hunter wasn't super important. I mean, when he's alive, he's rotating around and being a nuisance, but it's not like his survival is what determines if E-Wolves are going to win or not.
These track kills are making a huge difference for E-Wolves. The track kills are now starting to stack up. You can take a look at the net worth. They're sitting at a 10k net worth at 20 minutes. That is definitely not something for Not Today to be laughing at. They are at a huge disadvantage currently with that amount of inherent gold on the side of the Radiant. So even though their lineup wasn't perhaps it's not perhaps the most sustainable in a traditional game, but just because of the Bounty Hunter, they're going to be able to propel this Venge a lot further and a lot faster than I think they would like. But she definitely did have a hard game, and I don't feel that she scales very well into the late game. Certainly not with this item build, which is like power treads into a BKB.
Yeah, I don't know how Not Today are going to carry this one late. We saw them be excellent at it last game with the Puck, as well as the Clinks, as well as the Lone Druid getting huge. But for now, Lone Druid actually puts the Radiance on himself, not his bear. Is he just kind of saying,
sure
like, screw the bear? Because he doesn't have one spawned yet.
The only logic I can think is maybe OD is ripping through the bear a little bit too quickly, and that's why he's going to have it on him.
I mean, but that's, you gotta kind of expect that when you pick a Lone Druid into an OD, which I think Lone Druid was picked up before the OD, so maybe kind of a last-minute toggle to the strat. But now we have the bear. There is going to be the Radiance onto the bear. Okay. Whew, just making sure that everything I knew wasn't a lie.
This is going to put a lot of pressure on E-Wolves to try to shut down the Lone Druid, and with the help, of course, of OD, they should be able to probably take out the bear a few times. Astral Imprisonment does damage, so you can't blink the bear away. And then on top of that, a few little happy Arcane Orbs can slice through that bear pretty quickly. And that's another Roshan.
Bye, Ewo. We'll miss you. I mean, space created from Ewo, honestly, because at that point, you sacrifice your carry Venge, which sucks, but Venge also has 4 points in the Vengeance aura, so now Dire are less able to fight. There's going to be a Roche going the way of E-Wolves. It's, I mean, she didn't give away too much from her death, honestly.
No, not really. And the only thing is that during this next push, which I imagine is going to be an objective high ground push, potentially, is you are missing the Vengeance aura on the Visage birds. It's not that big of a deal, really, because the Visage birds actually are sitting on, I think it's like an additional...
Oh, Van just going in onto the Tidehunter. Might get punished for this as Jericho goes through, but there's the BKB unleashed. He does not care about the Rubik's little hold. And now it looks like OD has his attention split. There's going to be a Primal Roar committed onto just the Rubik. Looks like Rubik will fall. Now Nightmare in some trouble. He goes down as well. Smash has to pay with his life here, but he already got off his ultimate. He already got the kills. It's going to be, oh man, the nuke coming out from Misuku. But is it going to do enough damage now? They're going to focus on the bear. The bear has the Radiance. It's doing a little bit of damage here. Let's see what they're able to get done. They just astral up the bear. They do not want to deal with him right now. And, well, all of Evil's feeling healthy except for that Beastmaster. So still not that bad of a trade. They get down the 2 supports. They get down the Tidehunter. So there's the team fight. Just wiped off the plate of Not Today. They've got the Lone Druid still capable of holding high ground. Windrunner, she's still got a lot of damage. But E-Wolves, they're feeling really confident.
As they should. Right now they're sitting significantly ahead in overall farm. It stalled a little bit. XP, maybe not as much in their favor. And I imagine that, as I said, once again, in a traditional game without a Bounty Hunter, E-Wolves would be at a slight disadvantage, or sorry, a slight advantage with maybe about 3k in overall net worth, but those track kills that they've managed to pick up have been making a huge impact. Let's actually take a look at the item progression so far. So we have the Necro 3. It's going to give a lot of high ground advantage for E-Wolves, so in this next couple of sieges. we're probably going to see that.
Smoke on smoke on
Oh,
smoke.
no.
It's all going down here. Nightmare, the initial target here from Ewo. He's going to get slapped down, but the Sanity's Eclipse. Oh, no mercy from Van. He gets down the Rubik, so all the supports, they're out of the battle here. It looks like the Familiars are ready to drop. They're going to lock Leo Style in place. The Windrunner won't be able to get out of this one. Not even the evasion can save him. Now OD ends up picking up the Tidehunter on the back line. It's a godlike streak for Van. Only the Lone Druid left alive. He wants absolutely nothing to do with this engage. It's going to be E-Wolves able to push up the high ground here if they'd like to. And Van, he is hitting so damn hard. There's a buyback from the Windrunner. They gotta defend here, or it's just probably GG. E-Wolves are starting to snowball out of control.
There's a reason why this hero is a first ban, like every single
Oh,
game.
swap back in Leo Style. This might be a dieback. In fact, it most likely will be a dieback. There's a Ravage popped out, but not in time to save the Windrunner. That's a dieback from King Tekka. He at least gets something out of it, but Ewo, I mean, this is going to be not a worthwhile trade at all. Ewo lifted up, will get slapped down onto the ground. Now M-God in some trouble, gets dusted up, fingered up by Nightmare. That's going to be a very dead Bounty Hunter. But on the back lines, we are going to see Tidehunter be focused down again. This was a buyback on the Tidehunter, so he's got to make sure not to go down. Nightmare goes through, gets a nice stun onto Masoku. There's going to be a stolen whatever the hell is going down, and either way, it's enough to get Masoku down. That's a Gem of True Sight going onto the Tidehunter, so what seemed like a very, very successful fight for E-Wolves was just dragged out too long, and not did they end up holding.
They do end up holding, however, there is 3 buybacks, I believe. The Windrunner bought back, Tidehunter had to buy back, and as did the Lion. So buyback timings are in the favor of E-Wolves significantly, and they have a lot more potential to just kind of wait, reset, and fight again. The only sort of long cooldown ultimate they have is the OD ultimate, and even then, it's 60 seconds until that's back up.
We'll see what's about to go down here. There's going to be a nice TP in to the Hawk, so those Boots of Travels come in useful. Smash enjoying that vision he's getting from the Hawk. They might try to initiate here onto King Tekka. We'll see what they want to do, as there is going to be that Blink Astral available on the OD, but he doesn't want to go in for any unnecessary fights. He's only got 8 charges left on his BKB, so that is more valuable than gold to him right now. Drop in, catches out Nightmare. Oh, Lion is like a 3-hit surprise. And now the Bear's going to go through Savage Roar, doing enough. There is going to be the Astral connecting onto the Bear, so that's going to be a chunk of gold going the way of E-Wolves. That Bear's not going to outrun. I believe that went the way of the Beastmaster. I'm not quite sure who got the Bear kill, but either way, more and more net worth advantage. Oh my god, OD just slapping down Leo Style from the high ground. Goes in with an Astral as well. This is going to get really, really ugly. There's no buyback on the Windrunner. Lion, no buyback as well. Ewo just diving deep, pops out the missile onto Jericho. 1, 2, 3 hits, and he's down. Ben Haz just standing here watching it all happen. The Sanity's Eclipse is dropped. Ben Haz will get very, very low, but the Savage Roar forcing back Ben for now. The Bear will go down once again. Astraled, actually. Maybe a little bit of a misplay there by the OD. So the Bear will end up eventually falling. That's a no resummon Bear. It's going to be a second lane of Rax, most likely going in favor of E-Wolves. They're all low, but they're all still fighting. They're not scared of the Lone Druid yet, because again, it's just the Lone Druid. No Bears.
Yeah, no Bear, and I'm pretty sure that this is pretty convincingly, this is pretty much E-Wolves bring it back. And I don't really know what they can do. There's Ravage available. It's such a long cooldown, and E-Wolves have really been exploiting that. Every single time the Ravage has been used, they end up waiting, resetting, and then taking an objective. And that objective happened to be mid-Rax the first time, and now it's the bottom Rax.
This looks like Visage, I was going to say Vengeful Spirit. Too much going on. Is going to be picking up the Aghanim Scepter. Should be getting out another 400 gold. That's going to be a pretty sizable advantage. More birds coming out, more stuns. The drops from the Visage have been pretty much on point, securing the kill on Leo Style there in the last fight, securing the kill on the Bear a couple of times now. So how, if possible, do Not Today get back in this? Do they group up and go for pickoffs? Do they split up and go for split push? Can you stop the pain train that is E-Wolves right now?
That is a very hard question. I think at this point they have to try to split push using the Bear. They have to try to keep these lanes pushed out. They have to also not lose what is going on here.
Or King Tekka can just get absolutely dumpstered. That works as well. There's going to be a Scythe now on Outworld Devour. He shows that one off with style as he picks off the Tidehunter, who does not have buyback for another
Still
3
not
minutes. They're
have
going in. They
ability
get
there.
the shout here onto Leo style, going into the Glimmer Cape, trying to live for now. Savage Roar actually getting Ewo kind of low. It's going to be a defensive Astral, trying to help out the Vengeful Spirit. She's coming out of that. She's feeling real angry. Oh, man. Ewo going in. Doe. Okay, it's going to be the GG call down. I think there's an auto pause if someone disconnects, and Windrunner just had enough. She started out getting an awesome first blood, but that is not enough to stop the OD. We are seeing why he's such a priority ban, and Van, he continues his streak. He's now 7-0 this patch on the Outworld Devourer. That is going to be a priority ban next game, I bet you what.
Yeah, there's no way it makes it through the draft again. This was a really tough one for Not Today. They could have won this game, but it just really fell apart at the edges. There was a couple of really kind of bad engagements, and then we saw these OD just start getting kill after kill after kill. Initially, in the lane, he had a really rough time. They had good rotations, they put a lot of pressure on him. He wasn't using the Astral on himself or anything like that. And then we saw Van just do what he does best, which is win with OD. And there's no way it's making through the draft again. It cannot. There's a reason why this hero is the most banned, other than I think maybe Invoker.
Earth Spirit is the most banned.
Oh, Earth Spirit, yeah, but yeah, we all
know what happens. So, yeah, this best of 3 series is going to a game 3. Not Today had a great hold in the first game. E-Wolves, they brought in the pain train there with Van's OD in game number 2. So game number 3 is going to be the deciding factor of who moves on in the winners or upper bracket and who drops down to the losers bracket. Again, I have been your hypecaster Android. I am being joined by my lovely colorcaster Cygnus, and we are going to take this to a game 3. Short break here as we're going to load into the lobby, but we will see you guys all in just a couple of moments.